Grand Rising Beloveds, my name is Sheena with the Way of Namaste. And today I wanted to come on and share a Celtic Cross tarot reading. As we enter the sacred sanctuary together, I invite us to begin to arrive, to allow a deeper air to flow through our body, to allow more presence to arise in each of our cells, and to offer ourselves this moment of contemplation, resting together in the eternal now. So if it feels in alignment, let's go ahead and take the deepest breath that you've taken all day, breathing in through the nose and letting it all go on the exhale. Let's do that a couple times in your own rhythm, deeply inhaling and allowing something to soften on the exhale. Feeling even more of yourself arriving with each deep inhale. And feeling yourself supported by the earth on each exhale. So let's place us in time and space right now, trusting that this message meets you in the exact perfect time for you. Today we have the sun in Libra, which is all about balancing the poles to a place of neutrality, to the ground zero point of fertility, of rebirth. We have the moon full today, exact in Aries, inviting in courage and the fire of going first, being brave, and creating the world we wish to live in. We're also navigating Gene Key 48. This is considered the well in its hexagram. This is the shadow of inadequacy. This is the gift of resourcefulness, and this is the city or the divine expression of wisdom. Let's go ahead and take another deep breath in and out. This shadow of inadequacy is our fear that we are not enough, that we don't have enough, whether it's time, it's resource and support, it's money, it's whatever we place limitation upon becomes the state of inadequacy we begin to embody, usually taking these programs on from things outside of us. As we know, our media, especially for women, is pretty targeted to make women feel bad about themselves. Makeup products to help us look younger. Skin firming products to give us the false idea that we should retain youthfulness forever. Weight loss formulas and products as though the size of our bodies is something to feel guilt or shame around. This inadequacy is stemming from so many false belief systems that say that something outside of us will fix us, will heal us, will cure us. But when we actually dig deep into our inner well, we realize that every single time we take our bucket out, it has exactly what we need, maybe even a little bit more. This is a gift of resourcefulness, and it starts with our breath. Let's take another deep breath together. When we recognize the power of our breath, we see that we can create the fabric of reality through our imagination, through the way we embody the experiences that we wish to have. This is our resourcefulness, is the power of our imagination. We are the dreamers dreaming reality into fruition. So why would we dream a dream of limitation and scarcity when we can connect with the mighty I am that sees itself and knows itself beyond time and space? To recognize that wisdom is not attained by seeking outside of itself. It's found when we come into our quiet space of stillness and we know ourselves. Wisdom arises through time, through experience, through maturity. We can't do better until we know better. And part of the process of being human is experiencing immaturity, learning through experience. This way we create a compass within our heart of integrity. What feels true for us? What feels right and what feels wrong? And how do we discern? This gift of wisdom is our body's compass. Truth is something we feel cellularly within our bodies. It resonates or it doesn't. So as always with this reading, take what works for you and leave the rest. This is just a little overarching theme of the frequencies available to us this week. The shadow of inadequacy, the gift of resourcefulness, and the city or the divine essence of wisdom. So today, may we tune into the wisdom within our hearts that's already there and listen to whatever is ready to be revealed to us during this Aries full moon. If it feels in alignment, you may like to soften your gaze or close down your eyes and bring one hand to your heart, maybe one hand to your womb or your belly space. And just begin to feel the pulsing rhythm of life within you. Feeling the heartbeat of earth mirrored in your own chest. And let's take a deep breath together in through the nose. And let's let it out with a soft sigh. Releasing anything that doesn't belong to this moment. On this next breath, I invite you to imagine a silver thread connecting your crown to our beautiful full moon above. Feel her light pouring down now, activating your inner well of wisdom. And I invite you here to see, sense, imagine, or perceive a red ember glowing at the base of your spine. It's the Aries fire, and it's awakening your courage to begin again. Between the silver moonlight and this red flame, a current of golden awareness flows. You hear the voice of Mercury as it begins to enter Scorpio, guiding you to speak your truth from the depths of your soul. Maybe whispering to yourself quietly or even saying aloud, so this Aries full moon can hear you. I honor the fire of awakening within me. I trust the mystery as my teacher. I drink from my inner well of wisdom. I am ready to see clearly, ready to speak truthfully, and ready to act courageously. Let's just allow our breath now to settle into a quiet stillness as we begin to sense our collective circle around us. Our hearts turning now each of us walking the bridge from fear to faith, from inadequacy to wisdom. Whenever you're ready, you may add some gentle movement to your fingers and toes as you come back into this moment, and we begin our Celtic Cross reading for the collective. We begin at the heart of the matter with the 9 of Wands. You've been through the battle. This card speaks of endurance. It's the warrior who refuses to give up, even when your body's been aching and your spirit has been trembling. Under this Aries full moon, this reflects the fire that keeps burning in us all, even despite our exhaustion. Collectively, we're all learning how to hold healthy boundaries while staying open. This 9 of Wands says, you're closer than you think. Rest, but don't retreat. This is the energy of resourcefulness. It's finding that little last reserve of faith within yourself, trusting in your inner well of wisdom that speaks of this in Gene Key 48. That here we're not learning something new or revealing something that's already been there. And these revelations happen when we're well rested, when our nervous system is calibrated. So even though we have a fiery full super moon, this might mean even more so that we need to practice the pause, to come into quiet stillness, to receive those messages. Our challenge this week is the 7 of Pentacles. And this is trusting in that divine timing. This is trusting in patience. This is that tension that we have between wanting the results now and accepting that true growth happens underground with patience and time. So our challenge or our obstacle this week is learning how to pause long enough to see what's already sprouting, to honor the slow alchemy. The day that you plant the seed is not the day that it bears the fruit. Tonight, Mercury enters Scorpio, so our minds might want to dig, to analyze, to push for outcomes. But this 7 of Pentacles invites in a softer approach, to nurture what you've already planted, and just to trust that it's ripening in the unseen. Let's take a breath here. So where we're coming from in the past is the Page of Swords. So we're in Libra season. This has been a time of mental activity, curiosity, questions, reevaluation. The Page of Swords represents the student of truth. They might be restless. They might be very alert and highly sensitive, learning to wield the power of perception. We may have uncovered some uncomfortable truths recently. This is that Scorpio energy being foreshadowed now as Mars enters Scorpio tonight. So our discernment is being sharpened right now. What are the things that we have been judging? And what are they here to show us when we can entertain multiple opinions and perspectives instead of seeing things just one way? This shadow of inadequacy gives birth to our curiosity. When we realize that not knowing actually opens us up to wisdom, there can be a kind of excitement around that. This is the power of the yin, the feminine energy that we all access, we all have. Wisdom is the faith in the not knowing that comes through trust. And women are in tune with the moon. We experience nature within our bodies rhythmically. And we know after the fall comes the winter, but also after the winter comes the spring. And there's an inner trust and knowing within our bodies of this that also helps to inform our environment. Or maybe there are others that don't live within the cycles of rhythm and don't have this instinctual knowing within. So what we're conscious of right now is the Two of Wands. So in our mind's eye, we're looking at the future. We're seeing new horizons, new dreams. The collective is dreaming a new future and we can see it. We are part of it. We see the new paths, feeling the infinite possibilities. And this Aries fiery moon asks us, where do you personally feel called to take bold action? Where is the advocate in you pushing you to do something courageous? This card reminds us that we are all in a threshold moment. We've got one foot in the old world. We've got one foot in the new world. So it's time not to just decide what we will do, but who we will be in the doing. Who are we becoming? What's coming up for us in the future is the Page of Pentacles. This is a beautiful omen for beginning anew with grounded enthusiasm. The Page of Pentacles learns by doing, step by step, seed by seed, prayer by prayer. This future position echoes that Seven of Pentacles lesson, which is all about growth through steady devotion. So in the wake of this Aries full moon, we are planting seeds that will mature through Taurus season next year. Remembering that every small, consistent act of care becomes a manifestation of wisdom for all to share. What we are unconscious of right now is the sun. So beneath all that exhaustion, that worry and striving, is still joy. Is still the soul that knows the truth, that you are made for this moment. You were made to breathe in this new life, to bring in this light. The sun hidden in the unconscious shows that our deeper wisdom is radiant and generous. You don't even realize the impact that you have 7 times 7 times 7 generations back and 7 times 7 times 7 generations forward, but that's how powerful you are. Even when the surface feels uncertain, your core remains luminous. I like to say there is no dark night of the soul. There may be a dark night of the ego, but the soul knows no dark nights. And this Aries full moon asks us to remember our vitality. And Scorpio comes in today reminding us to let it rise from our authenticity, to reveal who we truly are beneath performance, beneath playing characters that aren't truly who we are. And this is the wisdom of Gene Key 48. It's the light that emerges when we stop pretending to know and we just enjoy the fun of the mystery. We live and we let live. Let's let everyone get curious and discover it for themselves. Everyone's adventure will be entirely unique. So, how do we feel about all of this? It's reflected through the Lover's card, which I think is also perfect because here we are in Libra season. Again, balancing the poles. The season all about harmony, relationships, sacred union. So here, collectively, we stand at a crossroads of union and choice. And this card also mirrors Mercury in Scorpio. It's our invitation for deep, truthful connections and soul-level communication. The Lovers remind us that devotion, not decision, is the path to integration. We're choosing how we will love the world again after we've been hurt, how we will return to trust, and how we will align our inner masculine and feminine so that our outer relationships can mirror harmony and peace rather than chaos and non-peace and inequality. Collectively, many of us are embodying the template of sacred union, divine union, as within, so without. As we make peace with our stories, as we make peace with our past, we make peace with our present, we make at peace with the possibility of our future. And when we do that, we can now see and experience the highest timelines available for all beings, not just us, but allowing each one of us to have our own unique experience and just trusting, even when people can appear as medicine for us, as challenge. Can we see beyond the time and space that what if they chose to teach you some of the greatest lessons about love, even despite it coming through the most challenging obstacles? Because it would bring you back to the truth of who you are, even though it might come through a heartbreak. Can we accept that we are all playing characters for one another's awakening? And some of us will play the hero and the heroine, and some of us will play the villain. So our environment right now is the hermit. I don't know about y'all, but I have absolutely been feeling this showing up. For me, the world has felt a bit isolating. I've felt the collective quiet, my own desire for a spiritual retreat, or just having a sense that others maybe cannot yet meet us in our depth, and the loneliness that we can feel when we carry that belief system. So this hermit is actually here to help us rewrite that story, that this time of retreat and inner stillness is not actually loneliness, but it's actually the sanctuary of wisdom. It's where we can be still and know ourselves and allow this well of inner knowing to come forth that we only really get from silence, and allowing ourselves the space for that well of wisdom to be revealed. So the hermit is inviting us to seek our truth from within us and not from the noise of the world. So shutting down a lot of the other programs that aren't serving you so that you can listen to the truth of who you are, what your inner wisdom teacher is guiding you through. Our hopes and fears this week is the Magician. So we long to claim that creative power that we have, and simultaneously some of us fear misusing it, whether ourselves or others misuse it. I know for myself this comes to an Atlantean fear of the power of technology in its misuse. So instead, I focus my attention on the power of technology and its beauty and its creative use and its resourcefulness and its wisdom when we use it in right relationship with it, not giving our power over to it. So the Magician shows up when we remember that manifestation comes from alignment, not control, not power over. Our collective hope is to co-create consciously with spirit in right relationship, and our fear is that our tools may not be enough. So let's go ahead and place a hand over our heart right now as we listen to that wisdom teacher within, as we feel the presence of the magician's true magic as it speaks through you to you now to remind you your tools are enough. Your tools are more than enough. You are enough. You are more than enough. Our outcome comes through the Four of Swords. This is a card of rest. Rest and digest. This is a card of integration. This is a card that invites in sacred pause. This is the exhale after the battle that we had at the beginning of the reading with the Nine of Wands. This Aries moon ignites action, but wisdom arises only when we we give ourselves the time to rest in reflection. So this last card, Four of Swords, invites in the collective rebirth, the Sabbath, to lay down the world from the world of striving and to enter stillness, allowing our nervous system to reset, recognizing that it's in that silence that our well is refilled. Let's take another breath here. So really what the spread reveals to us is a story of our collective moving from burnout into embodiment, from over-efforting into sacred reciprocity, recognizing as we give, we receive. Wisdom is not a byproduct of constant doing. It's the balancing. It's the silence that follows the storm. We are learning how to be in the non-doing and not judging the experience. Seeing stillness, silence, darkness as the space where all creation emerges from. So maybe let's place our hands in Anjali Mudra, prayer position at your heart, as you affirm to yourself, I am safe to rest. My wisdom is rising. I acknowledge that I am both the flame and the well, the student and the teacher, the dream and the dawn, the ending and the rebirth, the ashes and the phoenix. I'm sending you so much love and so much light from my altar of this full moon, with my water charging, my moonstone and carnelian, my pumpkin spice candle and my incense and sage burning, and the anointing